Jon Jones is coming out of retirement, and he's aiming for the most historic fight location in UFC history, the White House. But he's not coming alone. Conor McGregor might be on that card too. Jon Jones, widely regarded as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time, has revealed that he's targeting a return to UFC in 2026, and not just anywhere, but on a groundbreaking fight card at the White House. After announcing a surprise retirement earlier this year, amid stalled negotiations to fight Tom Aspinall, Jones has now reversed course. What lured him back? A historic opportunity. In a candid interview, Jones said he feels a very strong feeling that he will be part of the event, which has reportedly been greenlit by former U.S. President Donald Trump. Jones expressed that the occasion could rival or even surpass the legendary boxing spectacles of the past, such as Muhammad Ali's Thrilla in Manila and Rumble in the Jungle. The symbolism of an American champion defending his title or reclaiming it on the lawn of the White House is something Jones called historic. Jones emphasized that the belt is still held by Tom Aspinall at the end of the year. That's who we want to fight. But he left the door open to facing whoever the champion might be by then. His ambition is clear: to cement his legacy by becoming a two-time UFC heavyweight champion, and to do it on what could be the sport's most iconic stage to date. Jon Jones's comeback could shake up the UFC heavyweight division, and two major names are at the center of potential matchups: current UFC interim heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall and former champion Francis Ngannou. While Aspinall appears to be the frontrunner, having recently been promoted to undisputed status, Jones is keeping his options open depending on how the title picture unfolds by the end of 2025. Aspinall, who is seen as the future of the heavyweight division, is expected to face the winner of the upcoming Alexander Volkov versus Jailton Almeida fight at UFC 321. However, Jon Jones' return could throw a wrench into those plans. Despite Dana White previously guaranteeing a Jones versus Aspinall fight in 2024, negotiations stalled, leading to Jones' brief retirement. Now, with his sights set on 2026, that dream fight could finally become reality, just a little later than fans hoped. If you're enjoying these wild UFC updates, hit that subscribe button right now. MMA Thread drops 2 to 3 updates daily, so you never miss a twist. But there's also the Ngannou wild card. Jones acknowledged he's still interested in a long-discussed clash with Francis Ngannou, who left the UFC in 2023 to join the PFL. Although the fight seemed impossible for a while, talks of a crossover megabout have recently resurfaced. If it materializes, it could be one of the biggest MMA events in history, especially if it takes place at the White House. Ultimately, Jones is targeting whoever holds the belt or the biggest name available, signaling his intent to end his career on a truly historic high. Jon Jones might not be the only massive name making a return at the White House event. Conor McGregor is also heavily rumored to be part of the UFC's historic plans for 2026. The Irish superstar hasn't fought since suffering a devastating leg injury against Dustin Poirier at UFC 264 in 2021. But recent developments suggest he's eyeing a comeback next year. While McGregor's return has faced multiple delays, his longtime friend and Bare Knuckle FC president David Feldman recently confirmed that McGregor has re-entered serious training and is committed to fighting again in the UFC. Feldman claimed that McGregor told him directly that his comeback teases are legitimate and that he's actively preparing for a return to top form. However, one major obstacle remains: drug testing compliance. McGregor has yet to register a drug test with USADA in 2025, which raises questions about the timeline of his return. UFC policy typically requires fighters to be in the testing pool for 6 months before competing, meaning unless this is waived or altered, his appearance in early 2026 could still be at risk. Regardless, if McGregor does step into the octagon again, especially alongside Jon Jones on a card hosted at the White House, it would be an unprecedented moment in combat sport history. The potential for 2 of the UFC's most iconic names returning on the same night could set new viewership records and redefine what's possible for the sport on a global stage. This is just the beginning of what could be the craziest UFC event ever. Subscribe to MMA Thread for daily UFC news, fight rumors, and behind-the-scenes talk you won't get anywhere else.